Today, a remarkable discovery has taken 4 Canadians out of the fog of war and brought their stories to light after a century entombed on the battlefield of Amiens. Some 20,000 Canadians who died in the First World War have no known grave. But after a chance discovery and exhaustive forensic analysis, 4 of those soldiers, nameless until now, have been identified. CBC's Katie Nicholson has the story.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It may not look like it, but this is the conclusion of a mystery half solved. It begins not in Winnipeg, but thousands of kilometers away in Alou, France. In 2006, a 14-year-old boy found some shell casings in his backyard and started to dig. What he found was a shallow grave containing the remains of 8 soldiers. In August of 1918, Alou was a key village in the Battle of Amiens, a vicious fight that would eventually trigger the end of the First World War. On the front lines, the Winnipeg Grenadiers.
The advance started smoothly, but as night fell, the 78th Battalion came under attack. For 2 nights, these brave young men withstood direct enemy fire and suffered heavy casualties.
Could the remains found in Alou belong to Canadian soldiers? The detective work fell to Laurel Clegg.
We did lab-based research, so we went in and studied the remains, tried to find out their profiles, so how old and how tall they were when they died, and try to compare those against the list of the missing.
What followed? Years of tracking down family members and DNA testing, a process followed closely by CBC's documentary unit.
We took DNA from the remains and compared it against DNA of maternal descendants.
And finally, a breakthrough. Well, actually, 4 of them. 4 soldiers identified, all members of the 78th Battalion. Lieutenant Clifford Nealons, a Winnipeg real estate agent. Lance Sergeant John Lindell, a Winnipeg railroad foreman. Private Lachlan McKinnon, a Scottish butcher. And Private William Sims from Russell, Manitoba, who grew up on a farm in the same town as MP James Bezan.
Actually seen somebody that's tied right back to my hometown, which is just only became a town at about the same time. It is something that's fairly, I think, almost astounding.
The 4 soldiers will be given a military burial in May, while scientists do their best to solve the other half of the mystery and identify the others who shared their shallow grave for 100 years. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Winnipeg.